and just tidy up some of the layers. So what we need to do is take this layer that we've already manipulated in Painter, import it back into Photoshop, and just add in the areas that we want. So we've actually got a JPEG image here, which we don't want to use as a final image. We just want the lighting effect area here that I've added. So what I'm going to do is save this as a JPEG. Let's call that 11C. Okay, now we can go ahead and save that. Let's go into Photoshop. This is the PSD image that we've been working on. Now I'm going to place the image that we were working on in. That will go on top. Now I'm going to right click, rasterize the layer. Now normally we'd add a mask by just clicking on the mask icon here. Okay, let's delete that mask there. Let's hold down the Alt key and invert the mask, which hides the layer rather than has it exposed. And let's choose the brush tool, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to paint in the image. So all I'm going to do here, as you can see, is paint in what we had, just to add some of that sparkle. So let's just get that in place so it's just where we need it. About there will do. Let's zoom back out just to add some flare. Okay, so that's good to go. Now let's close that layer. Let's add a adjustment layer. Now what I'd like to do is to add a different tone to the image. So I'm going to choose a filter. It's going to be a photo filter. So if I just move this up, you can see here that we have photo filters that we can choose from. Let's bring that across and make sure that layer on top of every other layer. Let's make sure the filter is on a warming filter or a browny orange color. Let's just bring it up. Let's bring it right up. As you can see, it gives the image some warmth there. Okay, I'm going to move that across here, give me some more space. Let's go down to the background image and let's just work on the mask and paint out some of the areas that we don't want. Make sure I've got black selected. Let's bring it down to about 30 there, and let's just take away some more of the image that we don't need on both sides, just to round off the composition there and bring out some of the foreground. Okay, what I'd also like to do is go back to the light layer at the top. Let's choose a light layer and let's choose a new layer. Let's get a brush, make it slightly smaller. Let's choose white. In fact, let's choose more of a deeper color. Let's choose a yellow. I'm just going to paint there, just to paint over that, just to give it some more glow there. And let's just paint over this here, just to give it some more glow. So it's on the normal layer mode. I'm just choosing yellow as an airbrush, and I'm just painting over the image slightly, increasing and decreasing the brush size. I'm going to choose, by holding down the Alt key, a red, or let's choose a brighter red, and let's just add to that there and add to this, making sure we still got the light just around the edges, just to give it a little bit of a glow there. Okay, let's zoom out slightly. Let's right click and choose the arm. Let's go to filter, blur, motion blur, and what I'd like to do is just to add some motion to the arm. So let's bring it down, right down to about there. Let's leave it on 10, just to give it a slight feel of movement there on the arm, which is good. And the final thing that I'd like to do is go back to the top and let's choose levels as an adjustment layer. Now adjustment layers are great because obviously it's non-destructive, so we can always go back and edit it at a later date. So I'm going to add some depth there using the left slider. As you can see, it adds more contrast, and bring the right slider up slightly and bring that in. So now we have more depth in the image, and let's right click, let's choose the clouds layer, and let's just bring it up slightly so we can see a little bit more of the clouds. And what I'd like to do is bring the opacity down slightly. Let's bring it down slightly, and let's increase the size and just tilt that slightly there, like that. Okay, let's just play with the movement. So let's just leave it there, like that. Let's zoom back into the image. Okay. What I think we could do is duplicate this cloud image. Let's put it around about there, like that. And let's mask out what we don't want, just to add some more movement to the area under his foot, which looked a little bit blank. Let's Control or Command T, just rotate that and just add that in there. Bring it down slightly, take the opacity down, and let's just leave it around about there, like that. Bring the opacity down again slightly. So now the area is fuller. And let's go back to our cloud layer again and just bring it down. In fact, let's just choose the burn tool. Bring it up, making sure you've got the main area selected. And let's just darken some of the cloud at the top. There, and then let's choose the dodge tool and just brighten some of the white just to bring it out. And finally, let's go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's add some blur to the cloud image, which will bring out the foreground a lot more. Let's bring it down slightly to about there. Let's press OK. And there we have